Okay guys, welcome to today's base class. Today what we're going to focus on is 4 different movements: overhead squats, the wall bottoms up. This opens up the hips and shoulders. This one here is going to really set the shoulders. Wall supine mount, again, is going to set the shoulders, open up the hips a little bit. And the last one is a front lunge with a spinal rotation while we're on the wall. So how we do this is I'm going to go through each pose. I'm going to demonstrate how to do the pose, and then I'm going to have you guys do it, and I'm going to walk the room and do my best to give each of you a pointer that you can remember for your practice and your version of each of these poses, so that when we go through the whole sequence on a timer, you can constantly remember, oh yeah, John kept telling me stand through my crown. Okay? So the first pose is an overhead squat. So how I like to do that, this pose is, first off, check if you can get into an overhead squat, first off, without any issues. So if I'm just trying to do an overhead squat here, I'm not using a wedge. A wedge will help you guys to get more depth into your overhead squat, but I like to use a stick, and ideally our feet are toed out and our feet are about the depth that we would have, or the width that we would have when we normally would squat. They're not going to be out here. They're not going to be in here. If I was to say, let's sit around the campfire, you'd probably just sit like this, you know, and blah, 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 if we could sit comfortably there. All right, but then the question is, can you take your arms, have them parallel, and then squat like that and watch myself. I have a little bit of tight hips and shoulders from injuries. See how my arms come forward? So that's where I might take my feet. If I have issue with going full range and keeping my arms vertical, I'm going to take my feet and lift the heels a little bit. That's going to allow me to sit deeper into a squat easier and maintain 3 rules. Knees track towards big and second toe. My chest and butt are out, and my weight is even left to right. And then the 4th rule is my arms are vertical. I don't want the arms here because I want the back side, the shoulders, to pull my arms back. Now, if that means I got to take my arms out, so be it. If that, over time I can work them more vertical like this, great. But then we want to close the armpits, pull them back, and get full range on our overhead squat. Sometimes maybe you stand and then squat. Sometimes maybe you just hold it and do the bottom quarter of the movement. But the main thing is we want to actively pull the arms back. So there's a couple things we can do to cue this. Put your wedge between two bars that are parallel like this, and I'm going to take my stick to the bars, shoulders a little wider than shoulder width apart, and this way I have a measuring stick. If I come forward, I can pull my arms back and keep in contact with it. Now on this, you don't want to do this, where you start to lay back. So I like to cue chest in front of bar. Think chest in front of bar will cue you to stay in that line. So if you were to not have the bars here, you'd still be in the same position on the way down and on the way up. You can also do the same thing on the wall. Put your wedge moderately close to the wall. Get in your same position here. Then you want to squat, and instead of having the hands on the wall, pull the arms off the wall. And that way, you're in a solid position the whole time. I'm going to constantly reference the points that we want to do. So let's now all break up, get your parts on the wall, and let's go through an overhead squat. Take a breath in, John. Jeez Louise. I feel like I do that Jim Carrey all the time. Maybe stop and take a breath. Okay, Jim, or Bob, if you want to use that. I'm sorry, Rachel? So now if you're using this bar too, you're going to face that way so you guys don't get bars. Nice, Mark. So we're always wanting to make sure our knees don't collapse in. So sometimes I'll cue you with the weight on the outer edge of your foot, or work your knee out without working your toe out more. Just work the knee out. Shoulders down and back, and close the armpits. Now when we're warming up into this, guys, You don't have to sit at the bottom. We're just trying to find a comfortable range. Don't force anything. I want you to look straight ahead. So there you go. Shoulders are down. And let's go wider with the arms if you need to. Even wider. Go crazy. Go crazy. Take them wider. There you go. So shoulders are down. This is even, by the way. Here. Knees work out so that they're lining up with the big and second toe. Now this is too wide. So find what your normal squat is, like I was talking about. So if we were to sit around the campfire, you wouldn't sit that wide, not even that wide, probably. Yeah, right about there. Yeah, now for you, outer edge of your foot. There you go. Close the armpits. So we want to have the armpits closed, and at the top and at the bottom, you want to make sure your wrists are straight as well. So sit all the way down, and now you might notice at the bottom of the squat, your tailbone dives under the body. In an unloaded manner, and even in a loaded manner, just a little bit isn't terrible, as long as you keep your chest up and your arms vertical. Okay, so if that happens a little bit, that's a little deep for your squat. We're trying to keep the chest and butt out the whole time, guys. Just go through reps right now. Arms straight. This side foot out for you. Okay. Close the armpit. Chest. Push your chest towards me. Push your chest towards me. Arms back. So for sure, I think it would be best if you longer bar. Yeah, if you could use a longer bar so you can get some feedback on the vertical bar, that'd be great for the workout. Or you can just switch with somebody who has a long bar that's not using it. Okay, guys, one more rep and then come back over. We're going to go to the next exercise. All right, the next exercise is a wall bottoms up. Now, we did this last time. We've done it a couple times using kettlebells. I'm going to demonstrate how to do it with a kettlebell and without a kettlebell. So first off, we're going to stand against a wall, and I want you to take your arms out at first, and I'll show both versions. You can have your arms out against the wall like this, and then you're going to try to keep the shoulders down. Don't let them come up and creep up. Shoulders down, and then you're going to slide. This is where you might notice the wrists come off the wall. It's okay. Shoulders down. You're going to squeeze your elbows towards your hips. Squeeze them, shoulders down, squeeze the elbows towards your hips. Now from here, instead of just letting the arms come in here, you want to rotate them out. And this is how you work this position, okay? Shoulders down and back, trying to keep the shoulder blades flat to the wall. Then rotating the wrist up. Now you might notice you do this in one arm. Try to keep the arms straight as best you can and squeeze the elbows to your sides. Now what's going to happen here is you're going to set, your shoulders are working down and back. So this helps to set the very muscles that get long because of our posture throughout the day. So another way to work this is you're going to use kettlebells. There's two ways you can do the kettlebells. Holding them pretty much the backwards way you would normally hold them, like this, doing the exact same thing and working the wrist up towards the wall again. Or, one of my favorite, bottoms up. For this, I might put my feet out a little bit, work the shoulders down and back, and then I'm going to try and work the wrist and forearm evenly out to the wall. You don't want to do this one with kettlebells. You can't. So you're going to keep the bells straight as possible in line with the elbows, and then think of opening while bringing the thumbs towards your shoulders. And the elbows to the top of the bell is on a vertical line. That is an incredibly intense movement for your shoulder blades, because now they have to stabilize this way, but also they're rotating out. Okay, so now we got a couple different levels on, bottoms up on the wall. Let's get to that. Nice faces.
Thanks. What should your hips be doing on this?
Just
back?
don't worry about that right now, because sometimes we're just going to have them off the wall just a little bit if you're doing that one. If we're doing the kettlebell bottoms up. But for right now, just doing the other one, we can just lay against the wall. And the main thing is we want our shoulders flush to the wall. And see how when you thought about your hip set, what happens here? They roll forward. So you don't want that. So think shoulders down. You do jiu-jitsu in the room? Okay, cool. How long have you been doing jiu-jitsu? So you guys, if you want, try all the different versions and see which one suits you best. If you're going to use the bells, yeah, you got to put them on the front side of your hand, which is unusual for kettlebells, but it allows you to work your wrist closer to the wall. It's either that or the bottom up. Still hold the bell and keep the wrist straight. There you go. Get those shoulders down, elbows close to the hips. That down here. Yeah. Now to the bell. Yeah. Keep the thumbs close here. So now, if you've tried one of the barehanded, maybe try the bells in front, now try the bottoms up and see which one you like the most. And then when we go through the sequence, that's the one that you're going to do for rounds. Okay, so try the bottoms up one, guys, if you haven't done that yet. Or not. Rudy's like, I like just the nothing one. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. Now Mark, that's a lot of weight for this one. Shoulders down, elbows towards hips, then rotate them out. Yeah, that's a heavy load. That's a heavy load. So lighter weight would be better. This is a good example, guys, of you don't have to go heavy on this one to feel this one pretty good. 4Ks, 8Ks for men maybe is fine. Get those thumbs closer to your shoulders there. Yeah, now get those, yeah, open them up. Keep working the thumbs towards your shoulders and elbows towards your hips. Good. Come on out of it, guys. And then after you've done it for 10, 15 seconds. And then just take note, which one did I like the most? You got the barehanded one, you got the bell on the inside, you got the bottoms up version with the bell. Okay, so you got 3 different versions there.
Show me the grip bell on the inside.
So it's just a reverse. It's just like this. You just hold it instead of cleaning it like normal, you just clean it like this.
Got it.
That will give you space in the back side. But this is still too heavy.
Yeah, I can't find it.
Yeah, I would use 8s. Okay, guys, come on back down. Now we're going to go to the third exercise. The third exercise is a wall supine mountain. I really like this pose. Just made it up one day because I thought we needed one that pulls our shoulders down with straight arms and pulls them back, but we get extension from our heels through our head. In an old school exercise that was in physical culture days 100 some years ago, they would be like this, especially for our grapplers. They would hold their head, an partner might hold their head like this, so I'm getting extension from my heels all the way through my head, which is something that we sorely lack today. So what I was thinking about was the bells sort of assist in that shoulder depression and then the extension. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk our feet about 1 foot to 2 feet off the wall, depending on your range, and then you're going to lift off the wall, including your shoulders, but I don't want the bells out here. I want the bells against the wall, working down the wall while we extend. And if you look up just a bit, instead of having your head like this, you want to lift the chin just a bit, shoulders are down, rotate the thumbs out towards the wall. This is how you do wall supine bridge. You can use a stick in your hands. The kettlebells I like because they assist, but what I want you guys to do is try both versions. Okay, the better that you get at it, the further you might walk your feet off the wall, because then you can get more shoulder extension. All right, but it's not a contest how far out you can get, because the first time you do this is a lot of work for your neck muscles if you work out a little bit too far, of which most people haven't trained those muscles unless you do jiu-jitsu or something like that. So start off about 1 foot to 2 feet from the wall. So right now, use either a stick or bells to find which one you want to do when we go through the sequence. Shoulders are down, work the hands back against the wall. The shoulders are off the wall. So you get the shoulders off the wall by putting your head on the wall. Now, push your hands and your head into the wall, depress your shoulders, slide them down the wall away from your ears. Now lift your shoulders by pressing your arms into the wall and your head into the wall. You'll lift your shoulders further away from the wall. Let the bells pull your arms down. Lift your chin slightly up and work your hands back. That will help open the shoulders as well. Good work, guys. Now, if you guys want to try a stick as well, or no stick, you can just go barehanded as well. But in either case, your palms are forward. The back of your hand is working against the wall. If you like the bells, how that makes your shoulders feel, because after you finish, after you get off the wall, your shoulders should feel opened up. And remember, similar to the last pose, don't overdo the pose. Challenge yourself, but don't strain in this pose, especially for you guys who've now done a lot of neck exercises. Try to get your shoulders away from the wall. Try to work those hands down the wall. So if you can, slide the hands down. There you go. Down, down, down. Now, pull those shoulders off the wall. Yeah, good, good. Pull those hands back into the wall. Lift your sternum a little bit more towards the sky. Okay, and relax. So that's wall supine bridge. Now the last pose that we're going to go through is a front lunge with spinal rotation. So how this pose is going to work, you're going to put a kettlebell on the wall, and I like to have a pretty heavy kettlebell because this allows me then to not worry about, sometimes with a yoga block, when you're doing stuff like this, it's a little unstable. So this particular pose, I usually start left leg forward. Just for you guys, I'm gonna show left leg back first so you can see it clearly. You're gonna line your foot up with the bell. You're gonna take your back leg, have it against the wall, your foot, your hip, your shoulder on the wall. You get your wall side arm into the bell, and then what you're going to do is you're going to start from one point, which I usually like to start from the legs. You start extending that leg because we want the back side of the body to work. If we just hang in here, most of the time you'll feel a big stretch in the front of your thigh. This leg's going to bow out. We don't want those things. We want to actively be working this shin forward and in. We want to be working this heel back to work the hamstring, and the glutes are engaged here. And even rotate this knee towards the wall a little bit. So I'm working this knee and the back knee towards the wall, and then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to work this shoulder towards the wall, but this way. And then if I can keep my legs here and work like so, this is incredible rotation for the spine. I'm working the back leg extension. I'm working the front leg in extension because I'm driving, pulling with the heel. And then I'm keeping the legs the same as I rotate and look up towards the top hand, okay? So this is what we're gonna all do right now. I'm gonna cue you guys as you go around. Starting left leg forward, then we're gonna go right leg forward. So you're gonna do about 40 seconds each time when we go through this sequence. Let's start either side, because I'm just gonna want you guys to get the feel of this right now. Foot's lined up with the bell. Your back leg is in an extension as you would in a normal front lunge position. Now I want you to get your hips even. So right now, if you feel like your wall side hip is down, maybe lift that hip a little bit. You want a straight line from your back heel through your hips, through your head. So I want the head neutral, and you gotta pull with the front heel to feel your hammy engage. You gotta extend with that back heel to feel your hammy engage. And then keeping them where they are, they're gonna rotate without disturbing the legs. You're gonna look to that top hand, you're gonna extend it. Now what you also wanna do when you're doing this, guys, keep the shoulders wide. So you gotta really drive this bottom hand into the bell to keep your shoulders away from your ears and extend this top arm up and back towards the wall without disturbing the legs. So then your mantra is constantly pull with the front heel, work the front knee towards the wall, work the back knee towards the wall, work your top shoulder towards the wall. Okay, come out of it slowly and then switch sides. I'm gonna set the clock, guys, and then we're gonna go through this sequence 3 rounds. It's gonna be a 40-20 timer for 15 minutes. Just hit that second side just for a few seconds. Setting the timer right now. Okay, guys. So we're gonna go 40 seconds on. We're gonna do a little shorter. Well, actually, I'm gonna go 40, 20. I set the time wrong. 40 on, 20 recovery. Repeat 15 rounds. So that means 15 sets. We're gonna go 3 rounds through. Starting with our first exercise is your overhead squat. Ready? Begin. Okay, guys, so sit deep into your squat. Remember the rules for a squat. Knees track towards and over the big and second toe. Your chest and butt is out. So as you sit into the squat, your chest is working forward, your butt is working back. Your weight is even left to right, 50-50. And your arms, try and keep your arms vertical and armpits closed. That sets the shoulders. That's really good. Nice, Bob. Really much better. Good work. Keep the shoulders wide and just go through reps right now. And then stand up as you finish your reps. Stand up. Next is bottoms up on the wall. So you can use bells or not use bells. Back against the wall. Arms are out, slide those elbows towards your hips. Here's some eights if you want to use those. Okay, you can do the bottoms up position. In either case, the shoulder blades are flush to the wall. You're working the elbows down, and then we're working the wrist towards the wall. Yep, try to open that hand up a little bit. Keep the wrist straight, keep the shoulder blades flush to the wall. Try and bring the thumbs in closer. Can you do bottoms up? Or is it? Yeah. Now try and get your wrist and elbows towards the wall. Straighten the wrist out a little bit. Yep. Yep. Try and get the wrist and elbows flush to the wall. Shoulder blades down. Good work, guys. Wall supine mountain. Use those bells again. Your hands are going to be down here, and we're going to extend from our heels through our head, keeping the hands on the wall. So open those thumbs up. Stand, straighten the legs out, get the hips off the wall. Shoulders are down. Your head's not quite in full extension. We don't want to collapse the neck. But you are lifting your sternum. That's it. That's perfect. Slide the hands down. Shoulders are wide. Good work, guys. And if that seems easy, walk your feet out a little bit. Get the shoulder down more. Yeah, there you go. Now lift your sternum up, 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 up. That's what I want. This for you is huge. Right there. Nice keep. Lift right here. Yes, beautiful. Shoulders down. Sternum is lifted. Good. Come out of the pose. Front lunge with spinal twist. Left leg is forward. Left leg is forward. Okay, left leg forward and begin. Okay, extend the right heel towards the floor. You're pulling with the left heel, working the left knee forward and in towards the right elbow. Then with keeping the shoulders wide, you can extend their left arm out and then back up towards the wall. Look to the left hand as best you can as well without shortening the neck. So guys, keep the shoulders down and away from your ears. You're driving that front knee forward so you activate your hamstring. You want that bell in your foot lined up, and you're pulling with that front heel slowly. Come out of the pose. Let's switch sides. Right foot is forward. Okay, right foot forward, left leg back against the wall. Pulling with that front right heel. Extending the back heel so your hammies engaged. Now shoulders are wide. Extend that left arm into the wall as you extend that right arm up and back towards the wall. Shoulders are wide. Now work left knee towards the wall and right knee towards the wall. Straighten that bottom arm out. Good, create some width at the shoulders, guys. Good, wider shoulders, pull those shoulder blades back. Nice, Mark. Drive the right knee forward another inch. Work that right knee towards the wall a little bit. Nice work, a little more forward with that right knee. And slowly come out of the pose. Good work, guys. Okay, back to the top, overhead squat. Now each of the 3 rounds that we go through, guys, I want you to do your best to try to increase, either bring your hands in a little bit or get a little deeper into your squat. Let's get started now. Hands overhead, straight arms, straight wrist. Now sit into that squat, stick your butt and chest out. Bring that chest in front of the hands. Do your best. Take your hands wider then. Straight arms, close the armpits. Pull those arms back, back, back. Yeah, almost vertical. Straighten your wrist. That's okay, that's okay. See, your thing is taking. I'd like to come in a little more near. Pull those arms back a little bit more, guys. Straight arms, left shoulder down. Pull the arms back, back. There you go, head up, keep. Head up. Stand up as you stand up, guys. Okay, second pose, bottoms up. Bottoms up pose, guys. We're working either barehanded, bell on inside, or bottoms up position. Slide the elbows down and towards your hips. Then bring the thumbs close as you can to your shoulders. Now work your wrist towards the wall. Keep sliding the elbows down towards the hips. Now work the wrist towards the wall. There we go. Elbows to wrist flush to the wall. You know, a side's tighter than it's easy. Shoulders down. Lift here. Shoulders down. Work the elbows to wrist to the wall, guys. You want to make it easier, just like lift your hips off the wall. That gives you a little bit more space. Elbows in towards your hips. There you go. Shoulder blades more further back. Keep your right shoulder down, brothers. Okay, supine mountain, guys. Walk your feet a little bit further away from the wall. Shoulders, set them flush to the wall. Then we lift the shoulders off the wall by driving the head and the hands into the wall. Ready? Begin. Good. Lift the sternum, shoulders are wide. Nice, Patrick. Lift the shoulders off of the wall by bringing the sternum up and forward. Look up towards the ceiling. Bring your chin up, 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 up. There you go. Good work, guys. Lift that sternum a little further up. Lift the chin just a bit up, you guys. There you go. Shoulders down. Slide the fingers further towards the floor as you lift the sternum and pull those arms back. Lift your chin just up a little bit, Bob. Good, Arun. Shoulders down, shoulders down. Sternum forward a little bit, Mark. Relax your face, relax your face. Good work, guys. Front lunge with spinal twist. This time, let's see if you can increase your range a little bit more. Each time you do this exercise, you should notice your rotation, your spine, your arm gets closer and closer to the wall. Left foot forward. Here we go. Pull with the front heel so your hammies engaged. Extend the back hip so your right leg's ham is engaged. Extend that arm out. Good. Shoulders are wide. You lift the chest out. Yes, good. Shoulders away from your ears. Good. Now, keep extending up while keeping the shoulders wide. Note how far your hand is from the wall. Shoulders wide. Lift this hip. Work your left knee towards your elbow. Chest out, chest out, chest out. Slowly come out of the pose. Switch sides. Okay, right leg forward. Line it up with the handle on the belt. Extend that back leg. Straight line from your heel through the crown of your head. Shoulders are wide. Extend that arm out. Shoulders wide, chest out. Good, let's drive this front knee. Now I want you guys to focus. Right knee works towards the wall. Work the right knee in towards the wall. And keep it in there as you work your right shoulder back. That's what creates the spinal rotation. Work the knee forward and in towards the wall. Shoulders are wide. Good. Look at that right hand. Good. Yep. See the rotation out with the back leg helps to even up the hips. Work the right knee and shoulder back towards the wall. Slowly come out of it. Starting over again, overhead squats. If you guys are facing the wall, I want you to move a little closer to the wall. If you guys are using the bars, I want you to move your wedge a little bit more forward, maybe 1 inch. Sit deep into it. You can look at the hips to see how square the hips are. Watching the knees are tracking right. It's got a nice even 50-50 balance. Now from here, I want the head up. I want the armpits closed. Now if you want to do something different, stand up. Keep the armpits closed. And then when you go down, if you want to move, get some movement, let the armpits open. As you go to the bottom of a squat, close them at the top. You can keep them closed or open them, close them as you're going. Keep the arms straight. Nice, Beth. Good work, guys. Very good. Bottoms up position. Okay, here we go. Get the bells up, get the hands up, slide the elbows down. Shoulders are down and back. Now move the forearms back towards the wall. So try and bring them flush towards the wall. Bring them back, bring them back. Now squeeze them down towards your sides though. Bring your elbows down towards your sides. Bring them down, bring them down, bring them down, bring them down. Shoulders are down. That's the fun zone. Now open them up. Slide those elbows towards your hips more, then open them up. Open those hands up too if you have nothing in them. Take the wrist towards the wall a little bit more. Lift your sternum up just a hair. Slide the elbows down a little bit and relax. Supine mountain. Don't have to travel far for this one. If you want to use a stick again or bells, doesn't make a difference. Whatever feels better for you. Okay, here we go. Press the hands and head into the wall as you lift your shoulders off the wall. If you can walk your feet a little bit more forward, that's great. But the big focus is we want to get the depression and extension in the shoulder. So slide those hands down, especially your right, there you go. Slide those hands down the wall, lift your chin a 1/2 inch up, and with it, lift the sternum. Get your right hand down just a bit there. Now work them back into the wall. Lift your sternum just a little bit. Relax intensity. It should be at about 2nd gear right now. Let those hands slide down the wall just a little bit. Good work, guys. Last 2 poses. Front lunge with spinal twist. Left leg is forward. Right hand is down. Left leg forward, right hand foot is back. Okay, here we go. Extend that right heel. Joe's going to work that right knee out while keeping the hips square. You want to pull back with the left heel. Work the left knee, the left shoulder towards the wall. Straighten those arms out, get those shoulders wide, away from the ears. Chest out. Chest out, chest out, chest out, chest out. Don't worry about how close this is. Get this out, stick this out. You're doing good, you're doing good. Work the left knee towards the wall. Bring your knee in, knee in, knee in, knee in. Keep working it in, keep working it in. Extend that right knee out a little bit. Good work, slowly come out of it. Switch sides. Last pose, guys. Right leg forward. Right knee should be at about a 90 degree again, guys. Left leg is almost completely extended back against the wall. Get that left hand down. Just get this foot against the wall. There you go. Now extend that knee fully. See how you're bowing this knee? So, yeah, bring it in more and lift your hips up until they touch my knee. 1. Now you're in extension. Now work this hip forward, down. So I'm going to help you here. Go like this. Yes, different. Now try and rotate. Yeah, different. Now your hips are in the right position. Drive that right shin forward. Extend the left heel back. Good, Keith. Work the right knee and shoulder towards the wall. Breathe in and slowly come out of the pose. And that's your sequence for the day. Good job, guys. Thank you all for doing that.